Hi there, everybody, and welcome to the Oh Hell No podcast. Viewer discretion is advised. If you're easily offended, you don't like adult humor, sexual innuendos, or adult content, please leave now. If for any reason we find you being a Kyler or Karen in the comment section, we'll yeet you out of here like a motherfucker, because honestly, none of us care. Please buckle up, enjoy the ride, and when the ride comes to a complete stop, you may depart to the left.
And these dudes just synchronized drank their drinks. Let's go.
Yeah, there are a couple. But anyways, we're gonna start off today with introductions. I'm Doug. I'm one of the co-founders of Wicked Weather. Been doing weather for close to 8-9 years now by myself. Below me, actually, I don't know where he's at. Sorry. Go ahead, Schaefer.
I'm Nate. I'm COO. I'm one of the other co-founders with Doug, and I've been doing weather on and off for 20 years, but I did 10 years Army, so that kind of cut it. So the last 10 years have been, I'd say, my time I've been actually putting toward it. Go ahead, Gage.
So I'm Gage. I am the public information officer. I've been doing weather for probably 5 or 6 years. I had a gap in that. I active duty military and was stationed over in Okinawa for a little while, so I had a little bit of a gap in between me actually actively chasing and being in weather.
Clint, you're in the middle, man. Go ahead. I'll go last.
Alrighty. I'm Clint Vesey. I chase storms, and so I've been doing weather stuff for about 12 years now. As far as like when I did my first Skywarn class as a kid. But I didn't start. I mean, my first chase was actually over in North Carolina. Terrible chase terrain out there, but I was also active duty. But now I'm back in Tornado Alley. So.
Oh yeah, I got cars going by, but my name is Brian. I'm the CFO. I got to plug my phone in here so we don't die real quick. I've been doing it about 20 years. Tons of certifications, tons of courses, tons of college. I try to keep these guys all safe, our chasers. Try to make good forecast, but you can never get people to be like, hey, that was 100% spot on. Winter forecasting sucks. Doug can vouch for that.
Thanks.
But yeah, I've been doing it a long time, about 20 years. Either with like teams or locally. Just weather's my jam, man. Absolutely.
Fantastic. So this is our core group right now for this podcast. We will be rotating people in and out throughout different podcasts. With this being our pilot podcast, we hope you guys enjoy. We're going to start off with behind the name, Wicked Weather. The reason Wicked Weather was chosen as name, Nathan and I were the two that originally founded Wicked Weather. We actually did it just as a hobby originally. We ended up joining another organization, and we kind of put Wicked Weather on the back burner. It sat there for about 2.5 years, and then finally we were like, we want to get our message out there. We want to be able to alert people. We want people to see what's coming at them. A lot of people don't take warning seriously, and it's honestly sad. So our purpose is to give them eyes on the ground, showing them exactly what's coming at them, so they'll actually heed those warnings. That's the purpose behind Wicked Weather. We're gonna switch over to a topic that you guys might find rather interesting, actually. Each of us are gonna go around and we're gonna tell you our most what the fuck moment that we ever encountered while chasing storms. Some of you might find these funny. Some of you guys might get a little scared by these, but honestly, the good stories. We'll start off with Clint.
Man, I don't know. My whole life has been a what the fuck moment. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess I hadn't really had a chance to think of much, but I guess I could have this whole time it took us to set this up. But it literally like last a couple weeks ago, I forgot exactly when. It was a couple weeks ago. We were up in Kansas, and I had my first cow encounter. Where I was trying to go help out a fellow chaser, Noah, and there's another storm back there. Though I left the one that we were on. There's another storm to the west. I'm going to try and like pick him up or something because his truck broke down. And I come up over this hill and there's a herd of cattle in the road. And there's a guy on a 4-wheeler riding up, and he pulls up and he's like, "Are we in your way?" I was like, I mean, like kind of, but like, you're good, do your thing. And he was like, I think I was watching you earlier on Facebook. I was like, it probably wasn't me because I'm streaming on YouTube, but like, hey, check out my stuff. And it was either Brian or Doug. One of y'all were like, go tell him to look at weather. I forgot to. I didn't get to that, but hopefully he's following my stuff, so he'll be able to see all the links. Because I'm always trying to link, wicked weather to whatever I'm doing whenever I can. But I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot more, but that's probably the first thing that comes to mind.
I mean, nothing like going down a dirt road and having a guy with a quad just herding a whole group of cattle towards you. Like I was monitoring the live stream and talking to you, and then as soon as he started talking to you, they started running back the way he was trying to get them to come from. So yeah, that was fun.
Yep. We'll pass it on over to Gage.
Got stuck in the ditch. So
yeah, we'll talk about that.
We'll get there later.
We'll go and pass it on over to Gage.
Hi, man. I have several, a lot of lessons learned, but I think my biggest what the fuck moment was actually pretty recent. I was providing SAR behind Reed and Team Dominator. So we're partnered with Team Dominator Storm Recovery, and so I was providing a SAR asset for the team, and I was following behind them. And Reed's in a tank, so he'll just drag you through whatever. And we were on kind of a windy road in the panhandle of Texas, and lots of rain, hail, all sorts of stuff. Already difficult to see, but all of a sudden I see the Dominator just like literally lock the tires up and like try to like stop really quick. Reed did an excellent job, by the way, of keeping that thing on the road. But and so I'm coming up on him pretty quick, so I'm trying to stop, and all of a sudden I see a wire come, like literally I ducked because I thought like for sure that it was going to like hit my vehicle. And that was the time that Reed lost his anemometer because it grabbed the anemometer and it got thrown off the vehicle. But I think that was one of my biggest what the fuck moments, because dude, you start realizing how like you don't even think about that kind of thing, like the wind knocking down wires just low enough to hit your vehicle, and here you are driving the speed limit 55, and it comes up on you so quick you cannot see those wires, man. Even that even goes on to just storm recovery in general, like trying to help people and stuff like that. Like wires are invisible, man. No matter what you're doing, flying in an aircraft, like like I do, or chasing, or even storm recovery. So yeah, that was one of those like, holy crap, like yet another thing that I need to be paying attention for while chasing.
Hey, look, we called each other. I called you, you called me like 20 minutes later, and you're like, I'm going to go back and get it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I got a map. I sent you the map. And literally you got there and you're like, if I don't call you back in 3 minutes, because I'm going to crawl under these wires. If I don't come back in 3 minutes, just like tell my family I love them or whatever you said, like send help. I don't even know. Like, I'm like, it's like 2 minutes later, you're like, I got it. And I was like, like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it went on eBay and made like $4,000. And
yeah,
you got a picture of your arm on eBay.
Yeah. That anemometer was like directly under the wire, and the wire was probably 7 feet above the ground. And wasn't arcing towards the ground or anything like that. So I was like, I think as long as I stay like literally as close to the ground as I can, I'll be fine. I literally like army crawled up there to grab it. I was soaked like from head to toe.
We do not condone doing that, though.
No, don't do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, don't
It's more
do that.
dangerous.
Don't do that.
All right, Schaefer, what's your biggest what the fuck moment?
I really don't have one. I would say the closest one I would have to it is when I was actually in Arkansas with another one of our teammates, and it was her first chase, and she was driving, so that kind of scared me at first too. But
The invisible brake.
that I didn't have like extra legs to press the invisible brake, but that was fun. I actually loved it, and I think that I don't know exactly what we got hit with, but it was strong winds, and there was a big branch that hit the windshield, and it scared the crap out of the two girls in the front. I was just sitting back laughing. That's about the only crap moment I have.
Hell yeah. All right, I'm gonna pass it on to Brian real quick.
Oh, so you gotta go last. All right. So
Of course.
I tried to 0 meter. Like I like getting close, right? Like I like getting in hail and wind and up close to tornadoes and all of that. But like recently, we chased over to Illinois. Like we had a convergence of our chasers in Illinois. We ended up passing like Natalie, Wesley, a bunch of them that were riding together, I believe. But we had crossed over from Terre Haute into Illinois, and it was just storm after storm coming at us, tornadic, one after another. We ended up over there for 2 hours with no service whatsoever. Like I was literally navigating us by what the clouds looked like or what I had seen prior in its motion, just to try to get through the storm. Ended up in 2 hell cores. Thought we was going to lose the windshield. Like I don't care how bad it is as long as I've got a service. As long as I can see radar, as long as I can see, maps, GPS. Like we had nothing. And trying to navigate that's always, that's fun, but that's Eastern Illinois, Southern Indiana, those areas, service is horrible. Absolutely horrible. And you guys know that out in Texas and places, New Mexico, like it's spotty. Texas Panhandle is literally like one of the worst.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. I can't tell you how many times I've been just, you think you're doing good, and then all of a sudden you're in the washing machine, and then all of a sudden you just lose everything. You lose all radio communication, all radar, like you don't have anything. You're just in the blind. Yeah, it's not a great feeling, to be honest.
Well, that's why this signal booster to hopefully help out with that, because now I've chased in like out in West Texas and the Panhandle, Oklahoma, Kansas, and honestly one of the worst cell areas that I've chased in honestly is just south of the Metroplex in like north central Texas. You get down towards like the Glen Rose area, down that way into the hills. It's like the start of hill country, and the signal gets really bad there. You come through and then so you go from being able to see everything, you're having like somewhat decent chase terrain, to all of a sudden you're surrounded by these hills, you have no service, there's all these trees, and you have no service or visibility, and it goes downhill so quickly.
Yeah, I know where the anemometer got lost, the gauge went back forward. That's just like rocky, big boulder, type curvy, windy up and down. And a lot of people think Texas is just flat, and it's not. There's areas in there that's just absolutely wild.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why like following the Dominator too is another that's another thing you have to pay attention to, because like he literally drives into the tornadoes, and you're following him, but like you have to really pay attention, because when you lose radar, now all of a sudden you're just eyes on the sky and be like, okay, like is he seeing something that I'm not seeing? Like, do I need to fall back a little bit and just let him go up a little bit? Like those are things that that's also really difficult while you're following them, and that's why anybody that watches reads like streams and stuff, like that's why you shouldn't follow him. Like he's literally trying to drive into a tornado. Like don't be following him around.
Well, yeah, I mean, even if you're like a mile or two behind him in that kind of terrain, his view to the west or whatever direction the storm is up the road could be totally different than your view. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like you may only be seeing the tops of the clouds, not seeing what's actually going on down there at the ground level, So it's definitely you're playing cat and mouse, you know what I mean? Like get close, get back up, get close, back up, because he just goes.
Yep.
What about
So-
you, Doug?
Dougie Doug.
We gonna
So
leave you out.
My biggest what the fuck moment this year, I mean, we got two of them, but the biggest one is going to be Quincy, Michigan.
Dairy Queen.
I'll touch on that one next.
Oh, okay.
So Quincy, Michigan, we were on our way home from my mom's house, and I was like, hey, this squall line looks pretty good. Let's go snag some pictures and some video. There was some broad rotation with it. As we got closer down to Coldwater, Michigan, tornado warning started popping near Sturgis, which is just southwest of Coldwater. We're like, all right, well, let's just sit here and watch it. Got some real good footage. And I'm like, all right, we're gonna start heading home. As we get into Quincy, Michigan, it just dropped right on top of our car. Branches, wires, everything just coming down, falling on our car. We go to pull into Dairy Queen to, get inside and take shelter real quick because the winds were absolutely insane. And they looked at us like we were funny and closed the door. So we shot across the street to Dollar General. Luckily, they let us come in. If we wouldn't have been able to get inside there, we probably would have had a tree on top of our car. When we left Dollar General, we started driving around assessing the damage, make sure that there was nobody that needed any assistance. Large, like 5 feet to 13 feet in diameter trees were just completely knocked over. Across the road, lines were down, roofs off houses were gone. And it also impacted Contra, Michigan as well. So, I mean, it just goes to show you that weather can change that quick. The other what the fuck moment, I was chasing with Schaefer, and where we originally planned on staging, I was like, hey, let's stage here in Martin at this gas station. And we're looking at radar. Yeah, we were looking at radar, and the tornado warning was actually to our north. I'm like, well, what do you think about going up to by the casino at Gun Lake, and we'll sit at that gas station across the street? He goes, yeah, let's do that. We're sitting there, wind start kicking up, everything. The tornado siren starts going off at the casino. We're looking around. Fox 17, the local news station, they've already ran inside the gas station because they got scared. And we're all chilling out there in the parking lot just watching. And next thing you know, Brian comes across the radio. Hey, pretty sure there's a tornado to your south. I'm not even kidding when I said that son of a gun landed. It touched down right where we were originally going to stage at that gas station there in Martin. And it tracked through the town of Martin. We then hopped on the highway, shot south that mile and a half, and we started assisting, checking houses and everything. Walked the road with the fire department and everything else, helped clear the road with what we had. But it just goes to show, again, weather can change like that.
Yeah, my what the fuck moment happened during that because I kept trying to get a hold of you, and you kept turning your mic or your volume down or something, and I'm like trying to reach you. Finally got through though, but yeah, that was a close call, man. That was
we had Justin in the back seat, and he had his Zello on, and it was echoing between everybody. So I told Justin to keep his on, so I turned mine down, and then I'm like, all right, we're starting to get into a sketchy situation. So I turned mine back up, and that's when we started conversing.
Yeah, that was close. That was only like a few miles, if that, down the road, and it's literally where you guys were going to be at. It was.
Yeah.
And then you guys pulled off there, and it was just power lines down and just damage.
If we would have staged where we were originally going to stage, we probably want to be talking right now. There's sheet metal poles, everything in the exact spot where we were going to sit. So it would have completely demolished his car.
It's the debris that gets you, man, every time.
Yep. So we're going to jump into Storm Chasing 101. The real world intro into how we do it differently here at Wicked Weather. So I'll start off. When we have chasers, for example, we got 66, 67 chasers throughout 15 states. If there's a chaser out, there's almost guaranteed 3 or 4 people watching that one chaser between Life 360 and radar. We use Life 360 to correlate the chaser's location with the radar. So we can put them side by side and be like, hey, you need to get out of there. Or, hey, move to this location for a better shot. We try to take care of everybody that's out there in the field. we make sure that everybody's maintained, and they got the stuff that they need. Brian, go ahead and take over.
Is man about to cough? Yeah, I mean, we literally monitor as much as we can. Who is where? Make sure we communicate. Even these guys that like to chase a lot, Clint, Gage, like if they're not chasing, generally that they help. You know what I mean? It's a group effort. And then we have our whole chase group broke into regions. So we got like the, Midwest or upper Midwest, Southeast, out West, they all got chase leads and they have their own little meetings. But it's a collaborative effort, everybody together planning what's going to happen the next day, who's going to be where, if we're going to live stream or not, who's keeping an eye on who, who's, watching radar with some of us are at our like 9 to 5 jobs. And then, they're going to take over when they get home from work kind of thing. It's definitely a group effort, all the way around.
And that's awesome. But like personally, like what I like most about the whole Wicked Weather thing that we got going on is like we're not just business partners. Like we're a family. Like we're out shooting shit in our chats and like just looking out for each other even when we're not chasing. Like I think that's one of the really big things I like, and even as a military guy, right? A lot of us are, right? We've had that camaraderie, in the military, and I'm getting ready to get out soon, and it's super nice to be able to have that family to fall back on. It's making my transition seem a lot easier, just because I have, I feel like I have. Basically, I'm taking the military and I'm moving it into the weather and the science field, but it's I feel like I have a whole new family now. So that's one thing I really appreciate about Wicked Weather, and Doug, you, man, kudos to you for setting this up, you and Nathan and Brian, y'all are crushing it. I really appreciate everything that you guys have done and setting this stuff up. So you guys don't get enough credit. So I appreciate that 100%.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's wild because it's it's a family atmosphere, and it's not a good day unless you've walked into the chat, hopped in there in the morning as soon as you wake up and somebody's roasting you. You know what I mean? Like Doug or Nathan, some you're getting roasted by somebody, or somebody's started a funny conversation or some kind of meme war, or like
that happened to me today, man. They targeted me like 3 times today, man. I was just back to back.
I don't want to hear it. I hear it every day.
Hey, well, just Doug gives it to you, but y'all are, whatever. But like, the family thing, Clint, he knows, man, dude got stuck. And literally there was 20 of us trying to figure out, like, how do we get this guy out of this ditch? And one of our fans, one of our subscribers, followers, whatever you want to call them, come and got the dude out. You know what I mean? So like not is it just our immediate weather family, like us in Wicked Weather. It's everybody outside of that, like we have people that really hardcore follow the page and, love what we do. And, we just keep trying to improve. You know what I mean? That's why we're doing this.
These Air Force guys, man, we can fly and work on shit, but we can't drive to save our lives. So
that's what us Army guys are for.
Speak for yourself.
Hey, better passenger princesses.
Look, I thought like Air Force, I thought you guys were like punctual, on time, get the job done, at least conversate. My job today, man, I had a guy that's supposed to come in that's Air Force, didn't even show up, didn't call, nothing. I'm like, what the heck is going on, man?
Yeah, he's not one of us. We don't think that he's one of us. So yeah,
right. It threw me off, man. It like I'm used to military people being punctual and on time, but whatever.
That's the one thing. I think that's what I got anxiety the most about. Like if you ain't early, you're late. Like I show up 30 minutes early to stuff. So
it's the hurry up and wait, man. You know what I mean? That's that military stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know
for sure. Used to that.
But I mean, just to touch base on what they were saying as well. We had an individual that got stuck on the side of the highway because their vehicle broke down and they have a medical condition. And we actually had a chaser that was actually following the Dominator that night. They just finished up when this happened, and he left and drove an hour and a half the opposite direction from home to make sure that this individual got home okay. So, I mean, it's a tight-knit community we have. 66 people. A lot of people will be like, "Oh, that's a lot of people." Well, let's break this down a little bit. We got teachers, we have firefighters, we have EMS professionals, we got active duty military, we got veterans, we have police officers, we got therapists, we got individuals that work in the hospital setting, we got IT individuals. I mean, you name it, we got it. Public utilities. We try to stay to the point of construction. Whatever we do is going to be able to better help you guys in the long run as well. Pretty much everybody here within Wicked Weather has some sort of medical training or medical knowledge. And storm chasers are 9 times out of 10 going to be the first ones on scene of a natural disaster incident, whether it's hurricanes, flooding, you name it, tornadoes. Storm chasers like us here, we're going to be the first ones on scene. We got to know what we're doing. We got to know our head from our ass. And I guarantee you, if you see anybody pull up with Wicked Weather, they're going to know what they're doing.
Yeah,
I mean, that's cut and dry.
I mean, that's something really to touch on too, because a lot of people don't understand the full concept of storm chasing and stuff. They just think that we're out like for the joy and trying to see a tornado or whatever. And
glorified adrenaline junkies, behind a camera. You know what I mean?
Sure. And yeah, we enjoy that. We enjoy that aspect of it, but like that's not even close to the reason. Like there is way more, it's a way deeper reason. I saw someone comment on Facebook the other day and say, yeah, but I just don't understand it because why would somebody want to see a tornado? Because they're so destructive. We don't like that. We don't like the destruction, right? But yet you have to understand, like, those people that live in Chicago and stuff, all they're used to is cities. Like a lot of people that don't get around and travel a lot don't understand how open, like some of the, like especially the West, Texas, Oklahoma, there is a lot of land that is completely uninhabited. Like, so that's where we like seeing the tornadoes. I like seeing it touch down at a beautiful grass field that like it's not causing any damage. That's where we like it. We hate, like, storm chasers do not like when it causes destruction. And just like kind of Doug was saying, like, we have medical training. When that happens, we end our chase. Like, it's not about the thrill. I could see a nice, beautiful tornado that, yeah, maybe I do want to chase it, but life comes first. I will stop immediately to help anybody that is affected by that. Mississippi was a perfect example a few months ago when those tornadoes went through Tylertown, Taylorsville area. We were there, and I actually wasn't a part of Wicked Weather just yet, but that was one of those moments where our chase kind of ended and we were just helping people. So and not just that, but getting the weather, like getting the alerts out ahead of time, right? Like that's the first step. So that's why we do it. We fill those gaps between what the radar can see and what's actually happening. We give those reports to the National Weather Service to get that information out ahead of the storm so they can warn other people. And when that, obviously we can't control the weather, so when that happens a tornado does hit a town or whatever, that's when our search and rescue training and stuff kicks in. So there's a lot more to the chasing aspect than what people actually realize. And I just wanted to bring that to light because there's a lot of people that don't realize that.
And can I touch on that too as well? Because this is something that I've been thinking about a lot recently. Because I see the comments all the time about like, well, why I don't understand storm chasing because like why are you trying to go see, why are you so excited about something that's so destructive? And in all actuality, I haven't had a chance to look at the statistics or anything, but I mean, the majority of tornadoes are not destructive. They're not causing any damage or harm or anything like that. Most of them aren't. So everybody, we have this oh, tornadoes are such a bad thing. Most of the time they're not. There's those select few times that they are, and that's the thing. We don't want to see that. We want to see the time where they're out in the open fields and they're just, not causing any harm. And the thing is, about there's that like internal battle that we have to deal with like, oh, I want to see that, but I don't want to see that at the same time. And the way I see it anyway is, and justify it in my mind is tornadoes are going to happen anyway. They're going to happen regardless of what we say or do. Nothing that we say or do is going to change what Mother Nature does. She's going to do her thing. There's nothing we can do about it. What we can do is be there when it happens. So it's not that, oh, I hope we get tornadoes today. It's there's a good chance we're going to get tornadoes today. I hope that I'm there for it. And that's that's my side of my point of view, I guess.
So to piggyback off that a little bit, the United States alone has had 1,910 confirmed tornadoes this year, and only 175 of them have done damage. So if you look at the odds and the statistics there, a majority of the tornadoes are not doing damage, like he was saying. And we like to be out there as a resource just in case that event does happen to where it does do damage to a town.
Yeah, I mean, we're generally going to be the first people in the town, because most people, when it actually hits, if they're caught outside their side, they're going to run to shelter. People in cars are going to run away from it. Public utilities are going to go down. Emergency services are going to go down. 911, can go down. We're going to be the first ones on the ground most of the time and literally searching houses, as soon as we enter town until we don't see damage anymore. Like wherever we get at, that's where we're going to, set up search and recovery, search and rescue, whatever you want to call it, and just try to help in any way we can. Nathan and me, when the tornado hit London, Kentucky, here just, a month or so ago, like we talked back and forth. He drove, 2 or 3 hours to my house in the middle of the night, and then we drove straight to London to help. We didn't get to help much.
We had another guy there within an hour.
There, incident command wasn't really doing its job, but they got hit hard. Like it was rough seeing it. I got family down there, what I mean? But, and that's the thing, that was like instantly when I was like, we got to go there. It wasn't just because I had family, but I know the area, you know what I mean? I know the people, what I mean? It's like, you just want to go help. It's not like we're just going down there and be like, oh, cool, they got hit by a tornado. Let's take some pictures and video. A lot of times that's what the media does for some people, I'm not saying, all, but, we went down there and walked up in the school and, talked to the firemen, incident command, rescue people, they're out searching fields, in a line trying to find bodies, all kinds of stuff. Like, you got to be built different to go in and see some of the stuff we've seen, you know what I mean? Like, it's not all fun and games. I've seen bodies in trees and houses completely swept off their foundations. People lose everything. Like, we literally pulled up in the neighborhood, the first street we went down. Some lady was walking down her driveway on the phone crying. I said, Nathan, pull up to her. I'm going to talk to her. I asked her if she needed anything. She was needing chainsaws, but she had family and friends that were bringing them. It was just going to take them a while. They had a tree and a bunch of damage on the back of their house, and they were trying to clear it just so they could, tarp it up or whatever, to protect what they still have left. And that's the side of it. You got to be able to handle it. It's not for everybody. And case in point is up there in North Dakota here just a few days ago. Look at our posts, look at the comments from other chasers that got caught up in it or the damage they saw, or how it affected everybody. Like, you can tell it really, struck nerve, even, it struck the heartstrings or whatever you want to call it within the chasers themselves. Like, it's not always just like, cool, we got to see a tornado. You know what I mean? Like, it really, it's hard sometimes.
Absolutely. So we're gonna jump off this topic of the gore and the guts type stuff. We're gonna jump into the topic that's talking about projects that we're working on, stuff that's coming out. The biggest thing is our school program. So we're actually going to be going to schools all across the United States starting this next school year. We got several schools that have already reached out with interest, and we're working on setting them up. If you guys are interested in having us come to a school, and it can be K through 12. It could be a college course. It does not matter. Or, even if you're homeschooled, reach out to us. We're more than willing to come teach you what we know, give you the resources and everything else to help you understand storms better. The K through 5 program is more to help them prepare rather than be scared. So they know if that siren goes off, hey, we got to get to the basement or the most interior room of our house. That's our goal. Our goal is to help educate the youth, keep them better informed, and make it so that they are less scared.
Absolutely.
And then we're going to toss a little teaser out there. Our website's in the making. When our website becomes live, we'll drop it for everybody to see. I promise you, you guys have not seen a website like this.
Gonna be the one-stop shop, baby. You're gonna have everything.
Absolutely.
Try to, man. Weather forecast, video, pictures, links to all of our storm chasers. That's something we do different too, Doug. Is while we're a media company and we have all these chasers, we allow our chasers, we don't mandate them chase. We allow them to have their own chaser pages. You know what I mean? They have their own little groups. You know what I mean? They kind of get to do their own thing. It's not like we're, like, hey, you're a chaser, you got to chase. No, man, you can just hang out with us and BS if you want. You know what I mean? But they still
you chase
help.
when you can. Yeah, you chase when you can.
Go ahead.
So yeah, it's like literally we tell everybody during the interview process. So we interview everybody that comes in. You chase when you can, chase when you want to. We're not going to tell you, hey, go out on this. If you feel like it, go for it. If you're not comfortable with nighttime chasing, we're not going to make you go out and nighttime chase. There's a lot of people that aren't comfortable with nighttime chasing, and that's completely okay. We're not going to push you outside of your comfort zone. And that goes a long ways. It helps with that family aspect. But those that don't go out, 9 times out of 10, they're in the background helping us with everybody else.
Yeah, definitely. We got people that sit up for hours helping. You know what I mean? Even after they've had a long day, they'll sit up all night if they want to or need to or whatever.
Yep. And then I'm gonna touch base on one more project that we're working on, and that is going to be our live cam project. We're going to be working on pushing out live cams across the whole United States. We already have interest in a bunch of areas, especially Texas, northern Michigan, Kansas, I believe Nebraska, and a couple in Oklahoma. And then
Tennessee, East Central Indiana,
Mississippi, East Central Indiana. So we're going to be working on getting these phased out. What these will do is these are going to help us if we don't have a chaser in that area. We're going to be able to see that sky. We're going to be able to tell you, hey, this is what we're seeing. This is what we're suggesting. By no means are we taking the place of the National Weather Service and issuing alerts, but we're going to give you our damnedest call. If we see something, we're going to say something.
Well, yeah. I mean, I spend hours a day on NWS products. I don't care what it is. You know what I mean? SPC outlooks, radar discussions. Because that's what I do. I forecast. I want all the information I can get from every source I can. There's by no means are we going to replace the National Weather Service. Yeah, you'll see tornadoes that aren't warned. You know what I mean? But the radar only paints a certain picture, and that's another place where chasers come in. That ground truth. I don't know how many times I've seen a storm that's just been severe warned, tore possible tag, and it's producing a tornado. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that's where we come in.
Yeah. Is there any other topics you guys want to touch on while we got this?
I still want to see Clinton's rooster hat, man.
I think that'd be a good idea. Hey, Clint, put your rooster hat on and give us your best dance.
It's just on his back. If nobody's seen it.
I'm in disclaimer. I'm in a shopping center parking lot right now. So I will not be getting out of the truck and dancing with the chicken head on. However,
this usually rides on his headrest at its speed.
Hey, what's the story behind that anyway? Do you have a story behind that thing?
Literally Halloween last year. I was trying to figure out. We were trying to figure out what to do for Halloween as a family. And it's a pain to try to find like matching costumes or anything. So we don't even try. We're just like, okay, we're all gonna do whatever we feel like doing. Well, I don't know what happened, but I saw something involving a rubber chicken that was just hilarious, and I started thinking about it. I was like, yo, I want to get a rubber chicken costume and go around and start screaming at people, Yeah, that's what we had a big Halloween party at the house, and people would show up at the door, open it, and I'm like,
Nice.
Yeah,
I would do.
I missed the perfect opportunity. My kid's name's Forrest, like Forrest Gump kind of thing.
Forrest.
And I was in a wheelchair there for a minute. and
Lieutenant Dan.
yeah, I wanted to be Lieutenant Dan, dressed him up as Forrest Gump, and my girlfriend Danielle be Jenny, but it didn't happen. But we tried though. We thought about it stuff, but it didn't work out.
Nice.
I feel like
But,
there was other something that I feel like there was something I was wanting to say, and I don't remember what it was.
You keep looking like you want to say stuff, man.
I know, dude. I'll think of stuff like just randomly. Somebody will say something, I'm like, oh yeah, that's been on my mind, and then it's 30 seconds later, it's gone. Like that's maybe it was
all the time in his old age.
Huh?
That's Schaefer all the time in his old age.
Listen here, old man, you're older than me.
I am. I'll take it.
Oh,
Well, the other day, was that the first time you had been stuck while chase?
yeah, literally. I'd never been stuck. And even so before I got the Ridgeline, I chased in my Honda Fit. And that was it was set up like you saw the picture. It was set up like a race car. It was not set up for these conditions that we chase in at all. It's just what I had at the time. And and so there's been times where I'm driving down to this perfectly paved road, and all of a sudden it turns into not that. And I'm like, bouncing all over the place. But I've never been stuck until, and I literally, it's bad judge. I want to quote Pecos Hank. I heard him say it on a video one time. It was he was like, good judgment call. I think it was good judgment calls come from experience, and a lot of that experience comes from bad judgment calls.
100%.
True.
Yeah, no.
I was literally
all about that.
Well, I was. But the thing is, there was.
Hang on, you were an eighth of a mile, if that, from a paved highway or road, and still
I was
got
on that paved highway.
Huh?
I was on that paved highway, and then I thought, the little voice in the back of my head was like, "Hey, take this shortcut."
But so I was watching the election. You'd almost come to like a complete stop at a four-way on a dirt road, gravel, whatever it was, and you turned left and hadn't even got up to speed, and it just sucked you right off the road.
Yeah, it was, and so I should have learned earlier in the day. When I just crossed over the Kansas-Oklahoma border. I turned off I-35 and I was gonna start heading west because the HRRR was showing one cell just west of I-35. And it fired right where it was supposed to, And but on my way there, I get on this dirt road, and the last time I was up in Kansas, I was on these roads and it wasn't a problem. Everything was dry because we had like one isolated supercell. It was the Greensburg and Plevna, Kansas storm. It was like one isolated supercell moving through the area. Everything else around the storm, the whole region was dry. That wasn't the case this time. There had been, several rounds of storms starting the day prior in southern Kansas. And so everything was already soaked. It was damn soggy out there. And I got to experience these Kansas dirt roads wet for the first time. And so I'm heading west towards where the storm is supposed to be developing. I just want to get somewhere, I can get a little bit of food and fill up on gas real quick first. And I was sliding all over the place, man, slipping and sliding. I get, I'm my race car drive, my race car experience kind of started kicking in. I'm trying to keep it on the road, and I managed, and I thought I broke my truck because once I got to the pavement and started driving again, it was shaking really bad, and I was like, dude, there's no way. I just broke. I'm like, I went all this way, and I'm in the target area, and I broke my truck. Turns out it was just mud caked up on the wheel. It was imbalanced because of the mud, and so I scraped it off. Rolled good as new. Hell yeah. I need to stay on the pavement. I told myself, I'm like, I'm staying on the pavement from here on out.
Psych.
And then I got, we get up to the storm. It's just that, it's a dirt grid and there's not a whole lot of paved options, but I'm like, okay, well, these roads are dry for now. I'm just I'll be all right. They're dry for the most part. And I was tracking right along with the storm. And then it wasn't until all that stuff happened. I ended up going to get on the second storm, and I was trying to stick with that. I mean, I'm driving through where all these rounds of storms had came through already, and the paved road. I wanted to go north on this other paved road, and it did a little like thing where it dropped south first down to this town and then up. But there was a dirt road that went straight across, and I'm like, how bad could it possibly be? So I'm going down there. I go through a puddle. I should have stopped at that first puddle. I should have been like, nope, I'm turning around. But I went through it. I get to that 4-way intersection that you were talking about, Brian, and I'm looking, and there's water up ahead of me, but it was like uphill. It was water and then uphill, and I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna make that. I look north and there's water there. I look south and there's water there, and then of course there's water back behind me. So I'm like, dang, I'm surrounded by water now. I gotta figure out what's the best option. And I chose going south, and that was in fact the worst option that I could have chose.
You chose wrong.
I went back and looked at Google Maps, like looked at an aerial satellite view of it, and the farm that would have been towards like the field trees, whatever, to your driver's side, like back up in there, it was like, and across the road you came off of was a pond drainage, right? Like just a low area in the field that fills up and then drains, and there's like a little bit of a creek that runs across that road. Like all the water was just destined to go that direction. Like that is where it goes, you know, like
that's why I was like, that's why I started freaking out after a while. I've been there like an hour, and the water level had came up a lot since I had first got stuck. And I'm like, dude, this is like, it's up to my, you know, my passenger side's down in the ditch. This water is all the way up on the door now. And my front tire is almost totally submerged. The road over here is underwater for, you know, quite a ways. I'm like, the water is just coming up, and there's more storms coming. We got more rounds of heavy rain. And I'm like, dude, if all you had to do was follow the damn pavement, CJ, you know?
Dude, knock on wood, I haven't ever been stuck, but man, I've experienced those Kansas dirt roads before, mud roads, should I say. My truck had less than 10,000 miles on it still, and it got a good workout. It was dry when I started down it, but the storms were going a lot faster than what I thought they were, so it overtook me. And man, those things, even with 4-wheel-drive, like those roads can get soupy, and it's hard to keep them on the road. Like it's wild.
I mean, and like I got 4-wheel-drive. I got some pretty beefy tires, and you know, it doesn't matter whenever you bury the front end into like a muddy embankment. It doesn't, and you're, you know, all 4 tires are in the water. It doesn't matter.
One of Gage's first cases, or at least, you know, maybe one of your first, you were out there in eastern New Mexico on them back roads, dude, and they just turned to crap quick.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's just part of it. You know, it's when it's an area that's normally really, really dry, and the rain comes down really, really hard. I mean, that's what, you know, flash flooding out there is huge. You know what I mean? And those roads, it all goes towards the roads or the low areas. You know what I mean? And people don't realize it's all like open cattle ranches out there, and you got all these cattle gates across the roads that are a hazard too, and they seem to pond water by them. And
yeah, even the pavement though, like the pavement doesn't drain very well either. Like you can hydroplane real easy. I mean, you go out to places that are used to rain, and it's not that big of a deal. But I mean, some places out there in New Mexico, Texas, like you can easily hydroplane. That was another one of my what the fuck moments. I was just cruising. I come up over a hill, and there was a little bit of water on the road that I didn't see, and I hit that water. And you know, one of the main things that reasons people crash when they hydroplane is they overcorrect, right? Like they hit that water, and all of a sudden they start turning their wheel, they freak out, and they keep turning it more and more, and all of a sudden they're just whoop right off into the ditch. I had a semi coming at me, coming across the bridge, and when it happened, and I was slowly drifting left, and I was like putting right input in, and nothing was happening. I stopped, and I was like, at this point, like just let off the gas and hope that it catches before I drift too far into the path of the semi. So that one was a little sketchy.
I mean, that's the biggest thing is you're hydroplaning, let out of the gas.
Yeah, 100%.
Like that's the first thing, before you go jerking a wheel or, even like our other vehicle, and then driving this Malibu now. This Malibu, you barely turn the wheel and it just goes. You know what I mean? Where the other one you had to like actually turn the wheel. So depending on what you're in, man, you barely bump out steering wheel. You're the whole back end of your car is coming around. You know what I mean? It's
100%. Yeah.
It's not a good feeling either.
But yeah, no, 100%. We're gonna wind down the podcast here. Stay tuned for more episodes. This is our first episode, so bear with us through the little bit of kinks that we're working on with it. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We honestly and truly love having you guys tune in, watch this, following us, continue supporting us. We couldn't ask for a better fan base or following, I guess you would say. We're going to continue bringing you guys the real, uncut, raw, unfiltered weather. And that's something you guys can count on every time.
And the
Speaking of which,
shit.
Did we
Speaking
get
of which, y'all,
in the podcast recording?
yes, we did 30,000. That's what I was going to say. So thank you all very, very much for that.
I guess I got to go in and drop a Facebook post.
Let's go.
Oh yeah.
People got to realize how excited we get every time we go up, 5,000, 10,000, like that's big to us. That puts our reach further out there where more people are seeing our stuff, and that's what we want ultimately, is like you to be warned and you to be safe. You know what I mean?
Back in December, we were only at 2,300 followers. So we'll put that into perspective. We just hit 30K. We've been averaging about 1.5 per week, but here in the last week, we've gained like 6,000.
We are averaging 1 to 5 subscribers roughly every minute of every day right now.
That's some growth.
Okay.
Right there.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's
appreciate your support.
Gage, hey, before we leave, Gage had a video go viral. New Mexico fire.
Yep.
Yeah. That was it. It started right in front of us. Like that, we were on the original cotton fire, and I had pulled off kind of to the side because I was going to start making a post with the pictures that we had. And then as we were pulling out, my wife looked at me and goes, "Hey, is that some more smoke? Like literally 200 yards in front of us?" And I was like, "Shit, yeah, actually, 100% it is." So we ended up beating the fire department there. We could hear the sirens already coming, so we knew somebody had already called. But yeah, we pulled up there and we were there. Obviously, we stay out of the way when we can. With fires, man, wildfires are a whole different ball game. Like there's not a lot you can do. So you just again, part of the storm chasing thing is to inform people and give people warning, right? So like we want to get that video out there as quickly as possible and let people know, hey, there's a new fire that started. That way the people that see it, ahead can start preparing just in case they had to evacuate. And they did end up having a lot of evacuations for that one. So but luckily just today we got some much needed rain. Now we're dealing with flooding. So
one extreme to the next, man, you lose all the vegetation from the fire, then the monsoon from the hurricane or just monsoon season hits, and it's just bad all the way around.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you can lead us out here, man. I'm getting hot. It's hot out here.
All righty. I appreciate you guys coming up here tonight with us. Honestly, it's been good. Thanks for coming up with us, Clint. Appreciate you taking the time tonight to pop up here. And thank you, Gage, for having your mic on tonight. We appreciate that 100% wholeheartedly.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a whole nother conversation for a different time now.
Yeah, I've gotten comments like, why is there no audio on this? I'm like, just watch it a little longer.
Yeah.
He'll fix it, I promise.
We'll touch on that on the next one. But if you guys could,
his big what the fuck moment.
Yeah. If you guys could hit that like button, subscribe, share this out to some friends. We'd greatly appreciate it. We want to continue getting our reach out there so we can help bring the weather to you guys, all the warnings. We don't just chase tornadoes, severe storms. We do flooding, hurricanes, snowstorms, you name it, we do it. We even do.
And he's gone. We even do. And
that was perfect.
Well, it's good.
Please,
That's
for the
good
love of
rundown.
God, finish your sentence.
Oh,
But then also, after you guys hit that and you guys share that out to your friends, we would greatly appreciate it if you guys would go watch some of our other videos. Check out some other videos, because I promise you, you're gonna see some stuff in there and you're like, what the hell is this? Or that's pretty freaking cool. That's what we're trying to push to you guys, the good unfiltered content that the mainstream media is filtering. We're not going to filter it. We're not going to put any type of censorship on it. So go check it out.